right, it is a new season. Finally! Oh my god, I felt like that season lasted forever, even though it was enjoyable for me, surprisingly. The main thing that we are going to be covering is this bad boy right here, the Deathbringer. I know you forgot it was in the game, but it recently just got a catalyst, it just got some love, and I got super lucky and I got it. I joined a random strike and they already killed the boss. I dropped down and there it was, just sitting there waiting for me. It was just destiny, no pun intended. Now before I actually go into the other stuff of this build, just real quick, what the catalyst actually does, it just increases how quickly Dark Descent reaches its full potential. So you don't need to shoot it sky high to actually get its max damage off. You can shoot it semi lower to actually get its damage off so the enemies won't run away by the time it actually drops down to the ground and make this gun, you know, useless. This gun is actually somewhat viable now, although I'm not really sure if it competes with Eyes of Tomorrow. I need to actually test it and, you know, I need to actually get the gun first, but that's besides the point. Alright, so the first thing that I want to go over is actually the mods, some of the mods. It's a bit of a change of pace than what I normally do, but I think it's more important in this situation. So in this case, we are going to be using Argent Ordnance along with Blast Radius, a good amount of it. And we're going to be using it with the actual new mods that are with the artifact. They both only cost 1 energy, which is super nice, and they now stack, or Argent Ordnance now does. It may have before, but I'm stupid, so yeah, I just see it now. And now it stacks. With no stacks, the rocket launcher does a maximum amount of damage of 13,278. With 1 stack, it does 15,933 damage. With 2 stacks, it does 16,597 damage. And with 3 stacks, it does 17,925 damage. Anything higher than 3 stacks, I believe the damage does not go any higher. It just stops at 3 stacks. Now, along with Argent Ordnance, we are going to be using Reaping Wellmaker as well as Font of Might. Font of Might is just picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type, grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage, so that's going to be further increasing our Deathbringer damage. And what Reaping Wellmaker does, this is a new mod actually, and you can pick it up fairly easily. It's one of the first 2 mods that you can actually get. I believe it's the second one, but that's besides the point. And what this does is, after activating your class ability, your next weapon Final Blow spawns a Void Elemental Well. So whenever we dodge and get a kill, we're going to be spawning a Void Elemental Well, which is going to be activating our Font of Might, which further increases our Deathbringer damage constantly. So we're always going to be having that damage buff with Font of Might so long as we're dodging before we're getting kills with any of our weapons. Now, alongside those mods, we are also going to be using Blast Radius, which I noted before. And what Blast Radius does is we just become Charge of Light by defeating multiple combatants with grenade launchers or rocket launchers. So we're always going to be Charge of Light, considering how we're always going to be using our rocket launcher to get kills. And if we're not doing content that needs us to use Overload and anti-barrier weapons, we're going to be using a grenade launcher as well, just to further increase our capabilities of getting Charge of Light. And finally, for the other mods, it's just a bunch of rocket launcher ammo stuff, if I'm being completely honest. For our helmet, rocket launcher ammo finder. Gauntlets, you don't really need the rocket launcher stuff, but it's reload speed if you really want to. For the chest piece, reserves, and for the leg armor, scavenger. Alright, well, this is kind of weird since I never actually go over mods first, but anyway, moving along. Next thing that I want to go over is the exotic Omnioculus. Now, you can honestly use whatever exotic you possibly want, but for me, I'm using the Omnioculus because of the double smoke grenade perk, and it's just going to be helping us stay alive longer than we normally would be able to. And I noticed that it is actually giving me grenade energy even though I'm not making allies invisible. I was doing solo stuff and it was giving me grenade energy for making myself invisible only, just like it was before they actually changed the way it worked. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I'm not complaining. And we're going to be using Bottom Tree Night Stalker as well for the sole purpose of the Heart of the Pack buff, which just gives us mobility, recovery, and resilience with the main note of weapon haste. So this is just going to be increasing our reload speed dramatically, which is very, very nice when it comes to rocket launchers, considering how we're only going to be using a rocket launcher. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Everything else is personal preference. Oh, also stats. I forgot about stats. So stats, personal preference. Just like I said, I'm going to be running strength as well as mobility. Strength, just so we have our extra smoke grenades very often, and we are running mobility to get Reaping Wellmaker procced as much as we possibly can. I'm not really too worried about my resilience or recovery, considering Heart of the Pact is going to be buffing those stats anyway, so you can honestly spec into what you will when it comes to these 3 stats. I don't think it really matters, honestly, but I would highly suggest mobility though. All right, now we are done. That is the entire build. This one I hope was fairly fast. I hope it wasn't as long as I think it is, but anyway, I digress. I'm just rambling at this point. The next videos are most likely going to be the new exotics that came out, the leg armors. Hopefully they don't drop from the 1340 lost sector, so I can just knock them out, so I can make videos as quickly as I possibly can, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you're all enjoying the season, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.